say, but this is a PET bottle and it says it's recyclable. Well, who's recycling it? Are you? Are you seeing a collection point anywhere? Have you ever seen a collection point anywhere? Why are there such secret black ops sites? So we have to find them, right? They have to become visible and part of our economy. It's just a lot of talk. And the business of separating stuff is very important. We need to start doing that to our waste in any case, organic, non-organic. But it's education. You can't police this. You're going to have to tell resisting, people have staff, they have helpers, that your kitchen will resist this, tooth and nail. Your staff will resist this tooth and nail. That's your most important intervention. Teach them what it's going to do to their future and its present. I mean, if tomorrow there was an extinction event, imagine you're in a Hollywood movie, and there was one thing that left an empty planet. It defined the empty planet. It won't be our blue oceans. There will be mountains and mountains of plastic garbage that any alien coming in would see or a satellite would catch. That's what our legacy would be. Mankind's legacy will be plastic trash in 2050, because there'll be more trash and plastic in even our oceans, which make up most of our planet, than fish. So that's our legacy. Everything else, if you want to focus on one thing, fight this. So I really appreciate the United Nations for this year focusing on beat plastic pollution. It's my bugbear for a long time. But I would like everyone to please become interveners. I know Mujtaba Saab wanted me to read out the 7 hours agenda that I've made up, but I think that's more for internationally evolved economies and for them also to rethink how the international and the Western world, the post-industrial world, also has to rethink how it's manufacturing and using plastics. The reuse is not particularly high. Our economies, without accounting for it, our informal sectors are actually recycling and reusing a high element of our material waste. I mean, the aluminium, alloys, the plastic, and we put in a hazardous waste management policy. Because before that we were getting our shores, our shoreline, our beaches, rather our littoral as it's called, was being dumped. And a few years ago there was a huge dump of hazardous and mixed waste, container upon container. Was it 164, something like that?
620.
Jesus, 624 containers of waste, containers of waste were dumped on Pakistan's shores. You can imagine what that did. And this was mostly the industrialized West sending their waste here, because they couldn't recycle most of it. Guess what? Recycling is expensive, so dump it somewhere. So everybody, including South Asia, including Asian economies or less developed and developing and post-industrial economies, are trying very hard to forget about the plastic they're using, to just dump it somewhere, either their waste bin and forget about it, or dump it on another country's shores because they caught it too late. Okay, so there's a lot of plastic waste even in that. They're not going to disintegrate on their own. So all this talk, oh, we are sanitizing the world of plastic, is rubbish. The manufacturing is tripling. Just read there's no reading between the lines. That's the bumper sticker. The manufacture is tripling. The recycling is only at 9%. Have you not, since the 1980s, heard nothing but recycling? That's where it's going? Obviously it's not. It will be dumped next on, I believe they were dumping on Somalia, because we've put a barrier up. China now has put a barrier up. Our oceans are not our dumping sites. So the government of Pakistan has taken a clear position. Now that we are going to begin the journey, we are very, very appreciative of IUCN for being partners in this journey, and all other countries that collaborate with us, because we have depended on development partners and many countries many who are on this table to work with us for the higher technical capacity and other innovations that we need as solutions to intervene and to break this cycle. Because that's the darker cycle that has to be broken. We are not a circular economy, except in Karachi's Sher Shah area, which is huge recycled jugaad economy. It's called jugaad. All of South Asia reuses its stuff. We don't throw it away. But I wouldn't get into valorizing that. A lot of waste comes out of there, and a lot of disease and infection comes out of there too. The point is that the numbers globally on plastics are a disaster. We as citizens, manufacturers, governments, civil society, international bodies, and anyone else, including students, they're very important, because if students intervene in cleanups and in organizing awareness campaigns and start taking positions with as consumers, you will turn a page. There is nothing here that we cannot do. It cannot become insurmountable like those two K2 mountains. It all has to start at home, at your workplace, and inside of your own self. You've made the decision. Stop saying, but the government has banned this, nothing's happening. You are what's not happening. It's not the policing. It's extremely frustrating to put in regulations and laws and then, hold me by the neck if I'm abusing it or not helping with enforcement. We have EPAs running around all over the city. And there are leakages in enforcement everywhere. In all of South Asia, there will continue to be. But can we start today with making the change? If Serena can do it, and we're all privileged enough here to be at Serena, then this entire room can do it. And that in itself will start a small revolution. So thank you very much.
वफाकी वज़ीर मौसमियाती तब्दीली शहरी रहमान न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रही थी। उन्होंने कहा कि प्लास्टिक की आलूदगी के असर न सिर्फ हमारे माहौल को बल्कि तमाम जानदारों को सेहत को भी मुतासर करते हैं। उन्होंने ये कहा कि शीशे की बोतलें एक से ज़ायद बार इस्तेमाल की जा सकती हैं। प्लास्टिक की बोतलों के इस्तेमाल को मरहलावार ख़त्म करने के लिए ज़वाबित बना रहे हैं। शहरियों को इनफरादी